Well, this is Tony, and we want to welcome you back to the Classic Elite Gaming and Electronic Podcast. And today I have a special guest. I want to welcome Ernest Woo from Woo Games on the show today. How you doing, Ernest?
I'm doing great.
And Ernest, like I said, the owner and founder of Woo Games, he has created several mobile games and has been in Android development for a long time, and we're going to find out more about that. But Ernest, I went over to Woo Games this week, and I went on your website, and it looks like you have a strong history of loving video games. In fact, it looks like we grew up in the same type of gaming era. And tell me a little bit about your history with gaming.
Basically, I kind of grew up with gaming in the arcades, really. My dad used to take my brother, my sisters, and I to the arcade pretty often. Much to my mom's consternation, he kind of snuck us off and gave us a handful of quarters and just let us play whatever we want. So got a lot of exposure to, I guess, mid-'80s arcade games, Donkey Kong, Star Wars, the old vector graphics Star Wars, which I really liked, et cetera, et cetera. Now, of course, I do play a lot of console games now and PC games, but really arcade games have been my thing.
So you grew up with gaming. I also noticed that Commodore 64 was pretty special to you when you were young. Is that right?
Oh, definitely. In addition to the every other weekly arcade trips, my parents actually got us an Apple II, a Commodore 64, and I still don't know why, but they let us play a lot of games on it. I think maybe because they didn't know any other useful software to get for us kids, but basically we used those as gaming machines, and I played a lot of Bard's Tale 2, a lot of the fun games in the, I guess, the late 80s. Although I guess, given our financial situation, we kind of picked up a lot of bargain bin games, so I didn't get exposure to a lot of the popular Commodore 64 games, other than what my cousin would bring over every once in a while. But yeah, definitely, Commodore 64 was really my introduction to PC and home gaming.
Well, that's amazing. Commodore 64 is one of my first systems that I own, so it holds a special place to my heart as well. Now, obviously, all of that has influenced you in your career as a game developer, and for those watching the YouTube video of this interview, you're seeing live HD footage of ErnCon, the latest game from Woo Games. But what else kind of sparked your interest in game development, and how did you break into the industry?
It's actually interesting. By the time I got into 8th grade, I knew I wanted to do software development. And I had already poked around on the Commodore 64 writing, I guess, kind of choose your own adventure style, text games. Of course, that was only because, I only understood what an if-else statement was, not much else. But, not until high school, when I took my first real programming class, did I really get interested in actual game development. And it was because my high school teacher at the time, he pulled me aside after class one day and said, I want to keep you engaged over the summer, so let's have a summer project. And he suggested I should write a game. And that's really what set me off. And actually, that game was a very early version of ErnCon, written in Pascal, that ran on 486 back in 1994. So I had started on the ErnCon road a long time ago, and had been doing it independently for a while. I guess not until about year 2002, 2003, because I had been writing in a couple indie games, I got noticed and got picked up for contract work for a small PopCat game called Tip Tap. And that was kind of my introduction into the games industry, which kind of led to bigger and better things. and ultimately to where I am now.
Okay. Well, that's awesome, and that's amazing to hear that you work for PopCap. I've reviewed several of their titles in the past, so obviously a big game publisher now. Well, you've been developing titles for Android for quite some time. What specifically drew you to the Android OS, and do you have any interest in developing for iOS and Apple stuff?
Well, I'm a Java developer by trade. I learned Java in college. I liked it. Made the jump from Pascal to Java because I knew Pascal was kind of a dead end, as much as I loved it. And picked up a job doing web application development. And fast forward to, I guess, when the G1 came out, I figured, hey, I'm on T-Mobile, I might as well pick up the G1. And, oh, hey, I can actually fiddle around with this phone. And purely because Android is a Java-based, I guess, well, you develop in Java. That's mainly why I picked it up. It really helped me kind of ease into smartphone development. I had done a lot of feature phone or dumb phone development in the past, but working on Android was really something else. As far as iOS, I definitely, I do actually program Objective-C for my day job, and I am actually looking to port ErnCon to iOS, and I'm working on that right now. So yes, iOS is definitely something I'm looking at also.
Okay. Well, that's exciting to hear that you're bridging both platforms together. Now, let's talk a little bit about ErnCon. It's your latest game. I've played it some, and for those watching the video, that's what you're seeing here on the screen. I definitely like the retro feel of ErnCon, being a retro gamer myself. But tell us a little bit about the game and what influenced it.
Well, going back to my high school years, when my teacher suggested this summer project, one game that I had really loved years before was a game called Star Control. And I think by the time I was in high school, I was playing Star Control 2. So my teacher and I, he suggested, well, I should make a Star Control clone, 2 ships that two players can play on the same keyboard or on the same computer, and they can shoot each other up. And we decided, oh, well, since the command to run Star Control was called StarCon, let's call it ErnCon. And over the years, while I was in high school, I kind of worked on it constantly, bringing it through various genres of gaming. But ultimately, I kept it as it was best as implemented as a 2D action shoot 'em up. And by the end of high school, I actually had a multiplayer shoot 'em up game that you could play over a local network. Of course, fast forward many years later, I decided, hey, I want to do an online multiplayer game. Since I had developed that type of technology for my previous game, FRG, and I thought, well, maybe I can make some spaceships, and maybe I can have them shoot each other in space, have up to 8 or 10 players. And I realized, oh, I'm redesigning ErnCon, and so I decided let's make ErnCon for 2012.
That's really cool, and for those who haven't played ErnCon, I highly recommend it if you're into multiplayer space shooters. I really enjoyed it so far, and I'm planning on doing a full review. You can click on the link in this video, also click on the link in the description below and in the description of the podcast if you're listening to just the audio, and you can download ErnCon free, which is pretty amazing, so you can get that on the Google Play Store. So, all right, Ernest, the final question here. Tell us what's next for Woo Games, your publishing brand, and can you hint at any projects you're working on outside of what you've already told us, porting ErnCon to iOS?
Yeah, there's actually a kind of a secret puzzle game that I've been bouncing around. I've had many ideas that I've kind of half implemented over the years, and one game, actually, if you search really hard on the internet, you may find a game called Orb Rush, and I won't say more, but it's a puzzle game, casual puzzle game, and that'll probably be my next title for both iOS and Android.
Okay. Well, Ernest, I want to thank you again, once again, Ernest Woo from Woo Games, for being on the Classic League Gaming Electronic Podcast. We hope to catch up with you in the future and play some more of your games for iOS and Android. We're looking forward to it. Thanks again, man.
Thank you.
Yep. Have a great day.